Welcome back to Limbus Company, Daily Mirror Dungeon. To continue off with our, celebrating the end of Season 2, we're gonna go over the event identities this time. That, of course, being the 4 molar identities. The 2 molar boatworks and the 2 molar fixers. They're mostly Tremor. These 3 are Tremor. These 2 are discard, and you're sinking in a little bit of an outlier. But that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being an outlier, necessarily. Just means we're not going to be focusing on it as hard. Starting with Nixie Divergence, of course, get a little bit of Tremor going from the start. Always good for us. And we got to see how much we can get going. Your skill 1's funny, but it's probably going to lose the clash. I believe in you. You got Risky Judgment, you've got Daring Decision. Cool, seems good, seems good. Making it so that the discard people get the additional speed dice first is always the best play, since, the more there is to discard, the sooner they'll actually be able to use their gimmicks. Nice. The thing's Tremor count is not looking great, okay. Sinclair managed to win that clash with his funny skill 1. One of the strangest skill 1s, just in the entire game. Like, why? What makes him so special that he deserves a 4-coin skill 1? And it's awful too. Don't get me wrong. Because it's a 2+1 with 4 coins. If he's got like Tremor count, it becomes a 10 plus Tremor count plus 1. So it becomes a 2+2 with 4 coins, which is pretty decent for a skill 1. That's for sure. But you need to have the Tremor count, which isn't gonna happen all the time. You can grind your molars. That'll work. That'll work. Yeah, kills are unfortunate. It happens though. We need to get our sanity up. And because these guys are like staggering and dying and all that lame stuff, we're not getting to clash with some of them. Nice. And we just do this, and they should all perish from this. I do believe. Clash a little bit for a little bit more sanity on Yisong, that's good. And Yisong also gets the kill. He did have 12 Tremor on himself. When we're actually going to be getting decent bits of like skill slots on our Sinners, it's definitely going to be very possible to use their Tremor counts. It's just in stuff like... If you're going like a full Tremor team of like 7 Tremor units, and whenever you fight Abnos and stuff, you're not going to get additional skill slots in these types of units. Or maybe you are. Maybe they're the ones you'd want to give it to. Maybe you just run 6 units. I think that's still a pretty good use for Tremor. But like in smaller teams, this card works significantly better, since they just get more skill slots. Definitely very noticeable for stuff like DHE Rodion, how like well she performs like while alone, or with only one other person, like yesterday's episode. We roll that. Looks good, I'd say. Nice. These guys are perishing. Yeah. Yesterday's Lob Corp stream, we're making progress. There's only gonna be like 1 or 2 more streams, depending on how things go. Ideally, I could get trolled hard. Maybe that won't be the case, but like I believe. It's fine. It's awesome though. Oh fuck. Sure. I don't really think we're gonna be mass attacking a lot. Can we get a Sloth Resident with the team? We technically could. With gaining skill slots. Like Otis is skill 3 and Yisong's skill 2, is it? And and Ishmael's skill 2. Oh yeah, we can definitely get the Sloth Absolute Resonance off theoretically. So we can get some benefits from that. Don't know how much we're gonna be using mass attacks. Ideally not too much. Because, you know, spamming them as funny as it is,
유감없는 싸움을 기대하겠소.
only so far.
한바탕 해볼까?
Okay. Hill, good job. Good job.
이외에 특별히 첨언할 이유도 없군.
나이스! 하나 제꼈다. 한바탕 해볼까?
Dixit Everton is just so good for getting Tremor teams to, like, actually work.
힘 조절이. 성능 좋고.
Because, like, Tremor count, there's a decent bit of things that do inflict Tremor count, don't get me wrong, but just making it so that, like, everything starts with some Tremor count, so that no Tremor is wasted early on. I mean, it's a similar case to, like, Dust to Dust being, you know, +2 to burn count. Sure, there's a lot of things that you can use for burn count, but there's a couple of burn units that just don't have any burn count and stuff like that. Which means that, you know, any burn they inflict is gonna not build up at all, unless there's burn count. Mainly Liu Gregor. Liu Gregor kind of is awful for burn teams simply because he doesn't have burn count, but if you can get a little bit of burn count going, he's incredible for burn teams. Doing, like, insane amounts of burns. He synergizes super well with, like, the circuit. The Eagle gift from KQE. This works a bunch. And, like, this is 4 Tremor instead of just, you know, 2 burn count. So it's even more notable, although we do have ways to reduce Tremor count beyond that if we, depending on what we use.
한바탕 해볼까?
Nice stagger. Very good, very good. Daring decision. How daring indeed. How daring indeed. Yeah, this guy's gonna be in for a fair bit of damage. Yeah, I didn't quite get staggered. That's because, you know, blunt resist. Oh, you got plus coin drop. That's always annoying. It really is such an annoying status effect. It's good that it's, you know, pretty infrequent, and it's good that you're not going to be clashing here. There's going to be one-siding this guy, so, you know, it's not going to hurt you too bad. And you get more plus coin drop next turn, because Ishmael is just being bullied right now, it would seem. How rude.
그러니 알아서 잘 피해야지. 힘 조절이.
Question of the day. What are your predictions for Canto 5? Whatever that could be. Whether, you know, you want to predict, like, what maybe, like, what's gonna happen in the story, what's gonna happen, like, gameplay-wise, anything like that. Because there's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of theories I've seen so far. A lot of them are super interesting. I want to just hear what you guys think, as hypothetical as it may be, even if it's something you don't think will happen, what if maybe something that you think could happen, it would be really cool if it happened. You know, stuff like that. I don't know, what's a good personal example? I don't know. What insane theories do I have about the next Canto? I mean, my current theory is that, like, the actual, like, district is going to be, like, the Drowned District. Possibly, because it's mentioned in the Flesh Idol in Lob Corp that it was found in the quote-unquote Drowned District. So my theory is that's maybe where we are going, and that the Lob Corp branch may be, you know, underwater. Because there's, like, a shot of, like, a boat in a seemingly underwater area, like, and we definitely could, like, visit. And that my theory is going to be that's where, like, the L Corp branch is. I don't know how, like, that would tie into, like, the whale, though. So it's definitely not a fully thought out theory, but I think that could be possible / interesting. Maybe the whale's what drowned the district in the first place. Who knows? There's a lot of potential. But, like, is the whale actively evil? Because pretty obviously, like, the whale wasn't, like, necessarily... The whale wasn't, like, evil in Moby Dick itself. The whale was just, like, chilling, and Ahab was like, yes, I want the whale dead. And, you know, led everyone to ruin. That kind of thing. But, here the whale might just genuinely be, like, evil. I don't know, but what's Ahab's motive? We still need to know more about Ahab, whatever her deal is.
한바탕 해볼까?
A lot of potential, a lot of potential, and we're going to see so soon. 3 days now, only 3 days away. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What's pretty cool is how we're killing these things. Ooh, gambling, we love gambling. Although there's like... Definitely the Abno choice seems strange. And that's definitely another thing that I am wondering about. I also... Another, I guess, semi-theory thing I have is that I think there's a very high chance that, the reason why... I think there's going to be a lot of Abnos they're just not going to show us beforehand.
한바탕 해볼까?
I think that's why we got, like, 2 mirror dungeons and a new Abno in, the Battle Pass. Because I think there's going to be a bunch more semi-aquatic abnormalities in the branch itself. Or maybe it's escape the branch. Maybe they're just roaming around in, like, the theoretical drowned district. Something like that. Or maybe just swimming around. Who knows? We still don't know how much U-Corp is going to tie into it. Because it's not, like, in Canto 4, like, K-Corp itself was a super big part of it. But, like, that's not necessarily going to be the case for every Canto. U-Corp itself could play a very minor part for all we know. It would be interesting in itself.
한바탕 해볼까?
We'll have to see. They're definitely going to be important somehow. I don't know how much we're going to be actively seeing U-Corp, though. I don't know. I don't think we're going to be actively visiting, like, a U-Corp headquarters or something.
파쇄 완료.
Because, like, Canto 1 through 3, we did not interact with, like, the respective corp almost at all. Of course, Canto 3, we interacted with K-Corp a little bit at the start, but, you know, Canto 4 was the one we actually did in. In Canto 2, like, the casinos are closely tied to J-Corp, but it's not J-Corp itself. I mean, we saw literally nothing about D-Corp in Canto 1. D-Song, we give you another Grinding the Molars. That's cool, yeah. It's not the best choice, but, you know, it's cool.
출력이 왜 이러지?
Don't know what that could mean for new Abnos, though. I'm sure there's a bunch of more random things they can pull for inspiration for their Abnos. And we'll have to see just what that could entail. Yeah, we need an impending day there, because your skill 1 does not win clashes. It's a little too funny. I definitely do wonder. I guess, like, tomorrow we're going to see what the identities do, most likely. We're not going to see what the egos do. I think chances are they're just going to wait. We're not going to get any sort of breakdown on the egos. As far as which egos we're probably getting, like... I mean, my personal guess is, like, the first 2 are going to be, like... I want to say it's going to be Hong Lu and Sinclair's egos the first week. The next week will probably be, like, Rodion and possibly Ryoshu, and then final week would probably be, like, Faust and, Ishmael? I think that's, like, it's always something like that. I don't know. So I don't think they're just gonna be, like, doing, like, oh yes, this first week we will be giving you the Walking Pearl ego. Effervescent Corrosion. Second week we'll be giving you 9-2, and then third week we're going to be giving you the other ones, the Blind Obsession. They're definitely going to break out something like that. That's my initial guess. I think it's very possible that that's not how it's going to be. Maybe, like, you could switch around Faust and Sinclair's. Because they both seem semi-fancy for the 9-2. I wouldn't be surprised if like we get one 9-2 the first week and the other 9-2 the last week though.
침착하게.
힘 조절 힘들군.
Of course, we've got no idea what the corrosions for the egos are yet either, because we only saw the awakenings. We don't know what the corrosions are going to look like at all, so that'll be cool to see in game. No, I do not want to go there. Rest stop, please. Do we need it? No. Okay, that's good.
출력이 왜 이러지?
But then, like, as far as the egos itself, like, my best guess, like, I think effervescent corrosion, for all we know, it theoretically could be, like, poison egos. I think that would be interesting. I don't know how likely that would be. Because so far, poison is, you know, exclusive to,
출력 안정화.
the snake guys. We don't actually have, you know, a way to inflict poison of our own. But I feel like a little bit of poison on ego or something, because poison basically just works like ruin or burn. Like, yeah, it does damage at the end of the turn, then reduces by, like, a percentage.
기회가 왔군.
So I don't think that would be, like, too busted or anything. I think it would be pretty logical that we get poison sooner or later, as, like, but, like, it's not, like, identities that focus on poison, but it's more so just a little bonus effect. Hard to say. Like, I think, like, Rhodion's is obviously gonna be buying, because she's definitely, like, restraining the person with, like, the green muff, from what we've seen of it.
침착하게.
As far as 9-2 goes, I mean, 9-2 looks like it's gonna be burn. I hope it's just like, oh yeah, it looks like 4 burn or something like that, but it's actual effect or something different. Don't know what that could be.
좋네요.
Maybe if they want to tie it to, like, DHE type stuff, it could be discard. That could be cool if you had an ego that gave you a way to, like, actually, like, fully re-roll your skills on your dashboard or something. Like, if it discards, like, the one above it, or the one in your dashboard alongside the ego. And we'll take the cost. Sure. That would be cool. Discard seems to be being tied to DHEs and, like, knowledge in general, from what we've seen so far. We'll have to see, but, like, because, I mean, it's reading a book. Knowledge could be, like, discarding one in exchange to gaining, like, mass attack or something like that. I don't know. A lot of potentials with discard.
오자 터뜨려주지.
I do hope we see more, like, the less standard stat effects on egos and stuff. Like, I want, like, an aggro ego. I think that could be funny. Aggro's, like, not the best, that's for sure, don't get me wrong. But, like, I think it's shocking that they didn't do that for, like, Merthal Capote, if nothing else. Like, gives aggro if you could brought it to, like, up type for Gridsman 4. I think that could have made sense. Merthal especially could benefit from that a lot. Like, Ishmael's Capote, I think, would make more sense to have aggro, but Ishmael herself doesn't really need aggro. Her only tank identity is LCCB, and even then it's not really that much of a tank. It just has some vague synergies with the defense. Like discard, yeah, give discard to something. That way, if you don't like what, you know, hand you have, you can just use the ego to, like, roll it a little bit. Mean for you've got. And as far as Blind Obsession, we know what Ishmael Blind Obsession does. And it's stupid. Like, giving point power to all allies, alright.
어려울 것도 없어.
Give her a bunch of charge, just a bunch of stuff like that.
그러니
It'll
알아서
be
잘
silly.
피해야지.
And then Ryoshu's? It's really hard to say about Ryoshu's. I actually don't remember. I don't know. This is a hospital. That's true. If Ryoshu gets a Teth, then she's gonna be the first person to have 2 egos for all 3 slots. I guess that might be someone else though. Like if Honglu's like effervescent corrosion is a he, then he'll, or no, he still needs a he and a Zan, right? Right, never mind. Honglu no, Rodion no. If it's a no, yeah. What am I saying? Of course, there's only 2 people with other Zane egos right now, anyways.
잠수 준비 끝.
Well, if Ryoshu's is going to be a Teth, if her blind obsession is a Teth, then she's going to be the first person to have 2 egos in each slot. Of the first 3 at least. We're about to get the 4th slot though, so that's not going to last very long. Interesting thing to think about though. That's a little bit of damage. We don't like that too much. Ishmael can take that though. That's fine. Yeah. We stagger here, hopefully. And by that I mean stagger the enemies. I'm not saying we hopefully get staggered here. I don't know. I really just want to keep on talking about Canto 5. Because that's all I've been thinking about as of late, of course. It's so close. It's insane.
아까처럼만 해. 그럼 이번 전투도 쉽게 갈 수 있을 거야.
And we've seen a fair bit, but we still know so little, which is always fun. No, you need to kill that guy, okay. Something like that should work. Slice this guy, we can daring decision you and you die. And I guess we'll do this to make up for it. Ready to crush, not the best clash, but like it'll be very few damage if you actually do lose that, so that's fine.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
Yeah, unfortunate. It was 50-50, so it happens. Nice. Tremor burst actually got the stagger on that guy. Love to see it. Love to see Tremor burst actually doing something in this run. Because I've been, you know, semi-playing and talking a lot, I definitely have not been using discard to its fullest. I've definitely been misplaying a bunch, I'm sure. And I do apologize if you're, you know, noticing that kind of thing. Because it's probably painful.
꽤 먹혀든 것 같아요. 힘들군. 그러니 알아서 잘 피해야지. 배치웠네요.
Okay, and you finish this one off? There we go, nice.
파쇄 완료.
Perfect amount of attacks on all of them. Please? Alright, sure. You know, maybe one of these egos we're going to be getting is going to be poise. Ryoshu still is a lot less poise than you'd really expect her to have. Her only poise identity is her base one, and then even then that's like barely anything. Big Carmel, sure. So like a poise ego could make sense. Honestly, LCCB Rodion could be poised for all we know. That would definitely be funny, don't get me wrong. Since, you know, poise with a shotgun crits. But, like, I guess it makes enough sense for, like, the mechanics of a shotgun. You know, shotguns are very, like, if you hit all the pellets in shotguns, like, it's a lot of damage, usually, in medium stuff. And if you don't, you know, it'll be a lot less damage. Like, maybe, like, a crit could be, like, the equivalent of, like, oh yeah, you actually managed to successfully hit the entire, like, blast on the person. Right? And I guess that would make, like, vaguely enough sense. It's not impossible that they do something like that. I know it's not possible they make the shotgun fire.
저들이 추풍과 같이 흔들려 보다 유리하지 않겠어.
I don't really know about that one though. Wouldn't make her like a particularly good like burn unit, I don't think. It'd probably only be like the skill 3. We'll see. I guess we'll probably see tomorrow, because that's probably when we're going to be getting the breakdowns for the identities.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
Assumably. Unless they feel like, you know, hiding the information until later. Ooh. Not impossible, I guess. Oh, nice. Tremor burst. Gaming.
완벽한 한 방. 시원한 걸.
유효타 좋아. 계속 집중하지.
This guy gets staggered. He lives though, of course. And this guy dies. Does Ishmael kill the guy who just got
이
staggered?
공격은 꽤
Yes.
먹혀든 것 같아요.
No, he's still alive. Okay, that's fine. They die this turn.
끝내고 버스로 돌아갈 수 있겠다. 그치?
고작
That'll do.
터뜨려주지.
That sure is working.
없었어.
Yeah, a couple more attacks. 2 HP. There we go. Ishmael's got the job done.
파쇄 완료.
Nice. There's our victory. And healing, yeah, we'll take healing. Envy, burn, charge. That doesn't really matter for us. Healing is something. It's not much, but it's something. We can do that. That'll work. Looks
잠수
good.
준비 끝.
On the 4th floor now. We keep on pressing onwards.
내가 응원하는 게 도움이 되긴 하려나? 힘내긴 해보자고.
출력 안정화. 됐다.
Definitely the point where we need to be a little bit more careful with the clash, especially like Sinclair's skill 1. We need to make sure we never use again for the rest of the run, probably, because that's just going to be how we just get beaten up a bunch.
조금씩 끝이 보이네요.
Neutral there. It's a weak attack. That's
한바탕
fine.
해볼까?
It works. This guy resists this, but it still staggers. And it still, you know, builds up the actual Tremor potency on Sinclair.
파쇄 완료.
이 공격은 꽤 먹혀든 것 같아요. 저희가 이길 것 같아요. 출력 안정화. 됐다. 기회가 왔군. 어려울 것도 없었어.
Nice.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
파쇄 완료.
Okay, now we get to double events. This thing will steal your prayer book. We've got sinking, so you know, sinking support works well. Of course, Ishmael's got no chance on this, so we have to use our non-sinking person to get the sinking bonus. But you know what? She'll just get a bunch of offense level up from that, so that's pretty good. We've got a fair bit of blunt, so yeah, that'll work well. And on to this. How much blunt is it? Because I know you're blunt, you're blunt. You've got a blunt skill 1. Your skill 1 is slash, your skill 1 is pierce, but you know, blunt skill 2, blunt skill 3, blunt skill 2, blunt skill 3, blunt skill 1. Okay.
잠수 준비 끝.
That'll be a lot of SP damage, and with stuff like Daring Decision hitting 4 times and effectively just doing 20 SP damage. Or is it? No, it's only 3 per blunt hit, right? It's 3 per blunt hit, but 5 per pride blunt hit. No, it's 5 per blunt hit, 8 per pride blunt hit. We don't exactly have any pride blunt hits. They even are like pride blunt hits, like LCCB Ishmael skill 3. I don't know how common of like a thing that is to actually like warrant that being so special. Oh, yeah. What do we ignore here? Probably top right. Yeah, top right. All right. We need impending day.
침착하게.
I just see his skill 1. It just makes me laugh because of how easily it'll kill Sinclair.
기념할 만한 걸?
God. And he resists the wrath, but he's weak to the blunt, so you know, evens out. Yeah, 48. And there's a stagger.
이 공격은 꽤 먹혀든 것 같아요.
Attacks seem to work well. Good to hear.
저들이 주풍과 같이 흔들리고
Sanity's a little low after that. That's fine. We can make up for that. Wait up, I'll kill you. And then everything else will probably actually like clashed with. Oh, you're gonna need to clash with that guy. Okay, that's fine. Gamble you. Explosive blast you. And then we can dare decision just to overkill that one.
한바탕 해볼까?
I'm down to use like something like daring decision just to kill like an enemy I don't like.
적확한 한압이었어.
I got 90 HP, so like going for another skill wouldn't guarantee its demise. And I'd really like to guarantee their demise. The Wrath ones are very heads tails, like dependent, whether or not they actually hit you. Because they've got attacks that are like 10 to 16s, which is definitely beatable with like on floor 4 it's still pretty manageable most of the time. If you don't have any good like skill 2s or skill 3s, then you may be out of luck.
피해야지.
노래
But
부를까?
otherwise it'll usually be pretty simple. Okay, we'll Fierce Assault this guy to actually get the kill, sure, why not? Then we're just gonna attack these ones a bunch. And that should work.
한바탕 해볼까?
Fierce Assault is doing work. Doing work.
부숴주마!
Really interesting from like there's like a strange pattern between the two mid chapter events so far. That being the fact that the egos are pretty underwhelming, the 2-star identity is pretty underwhelming, and then the 3-star is really good.
완벽한 한방. 시원한걸?
Of course, I specify mid chapter because I'm not talking about because I know Molar's still technically event while Purge's Knight's technically event, but I mean like just looking at Hell's Chicken and SEA exclusively. Like, don't get me wrong, like, the egos are decent sometimes, but overall, they're pretty underwhelming. Another daring decision, don't mind if I do. And, like, I guess it makes vague sense for the 2-star and one of the egos for each of them, because, like, they're free, you can get them by just playing the event. Like, the reason for, like, the actual ego you need to pull being weak doesn't feel like... I mean, I also don't think something being free really warrants it being bad. It's just a pattern that's shown up so far. The Molar identities are free, and they're pretty good, after all. We could flash. What do we have to hit you? We get 4th Match Flame. Is that a good idea? No, not particularly. What if we do this? There we go. We'll at least hit 2 of them. That'll work.
한바탕 해볼까?
It's something. It's something. They're weak to it. The thing, yeah. It's just funny how that's how both mid-chapters have lined up. We still have no idea what the next mid-chapter is gonna be.
태우고 싶은 것을 태울 뿐이요.
See, is it... What do we think, though? Because I think it's definitely a safe bet to say that in between chapters, the Limbus Company is going to be moving between U Corp 2, T Corp, I think. I think T Corp being Canto 6 is, like, a perfectly, like, reasonable assumption to make. Like, simply because of the fact that, you know,
출력 안정화.
it's the Victorian England, like, it's the industrial English type, district. So of course it would be perfect for Heathcliff. It seems like it kind of matches Heathcliff's story just in general.
머리 좋다 단테.
He definitely didn't seem to like
완전 좋았어.
T Corp very much, the district. So he's a chance he's gonna have some familiarity with it. So what do we think it'll be like a T Corp themed mid chapter? Do we think it's gonna be like still like a water themed mid chapter? What's another like classic like boat trip
관리자님, 역시
like
저는 생각하지
trope?
못하는 방법을 떠올리시는군요.
먹였네.
Like pirates are an obvious one. If we weren't getting pirates in like the actual main chapter, then I would be like, yeah, pirates would be like a great choice for the actual mid chapter. But we sure are just gonna be getting the pirates, so I don't know. Okay, we'll try that.
착하게.
I think I'm gonna do this. I don't know, and like, because a lot of like classic like boat journey type things are also closely tied to the Odyssey, which I think we're still quite a few years away from that. Or something really. That's gonna be like Canto. Otis is Canto 10, I think. Yeah, 10.
승객이 딱
Because then
콩
it's
먹였어.
after because it's Otis, then Mersault, then Faust for like the
이기는
last
편,
3.
우리 편.
수리분이신가요?
Okay, we're killing you. And we're killing you. There we go.
안정화. 됐다.
Simple enough. That guy tried dodging Ishmael's attack, and it succeeded in dodging Ishmael's attack. But you know, that only works so much. Fierce Assault Sweep? Yeah, Fierce Assault Sweep. What if they go fishing? What if they take like a fishing trip? That may be too close to what we're actually going to be doing in Canto 5, though. But, like, what if they just go fishing? What if we got, like, an identity that was, like... I don't know, who would get the identity? I don't know. Probably not Ishmael, because Ishmael's gotten oceanic things already. What if we got an identity that was just, like, Hong Lu in, like, a traditional, like, angler outfit? Wouldn't that be awesome? Or, like, someone else too. Like, Yi-sung, Yi-sung fishing. Oh, that's perfect. We need to get a 3-star Yi-sung, like, angler outfit type thing. And he fights with, like, a modified fishing rod. That's my perfect prediction for Canto 5.5. He needs to have one of those, like, hats that's, like, fish fear me, women fear me, everything fears me. You know the ones. We'll pick them all, so we don't need cost. I think that would be a great idea. I think, honestly, Project Moon, feel free to steal that. Was that Blundin Wrath or was it a Slash and Wrath? I saw the boss was Wrath, which means either it was Blundin Wrath and so the no one will arrive, which is good for us, or it's gonna be very long leg, which is bad for us because he doesn't have any stagger thresholds, so our entire build does nothing. Oh well. God. Hopefully the trumpet from like one of my neighbors isn't being picked up by the mic. It might be. I don't think it is. I don't think it's not showing up as being picked up by OBS, but if it is, that'll be really funny. If you heard any strange like brass noises, I don't know which brass I don't know instruments. Yeah, we believe in you. Then that's that. Just a neighbor playing a trumpet or something. Trombone. What's the difference? I don't know. If you can hear it, you can tell me. If not, then you can't tell me though. So. It happens like random times. It's odd. It's just a random interlude to talk about whatever brass instrument is currently above me. You gamble? That's good. That's good. Like, I was doing so great in that fight. I actually paid attention to the no trespassing. I was like, I should probably do something about this instead of just letting Yi-sung die. So then I did something about it. Oh, milepost of survival on the final floor. You shouldn't have. No, really, you shouldn't have. This is garbage. I should have taken Green Spirit. I don't think it'll matter that much. Does anyone need healing? No? Okay. Let's add Mersal. We're not adding to the team. I just like having him watch us. I think it's a funny bit. Doesn't mean we get his passive to like reduce damage taken, but it's like a pretty minor thing. Okay, I'm trying to. There we go. Don't know what's going on there. It was a little strange though, that's for sure.
유효타 좋아. 계속 집중하지.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
성능 좋고 저희가 이길 것 같아요.
Nice. Alright, hopeless. You just defend, honestly. Get your rupture protection. See how much good it does for you. I don't know, maybe rupture protection could be good, like, under very certain circumstances. Like, if you throw really hard against, like, Drifting Fox and you get stupid amounts of rupture stacking up onto you. Or if you, like, use Gun Telepult Corrosion too much and all your allies have a bunch of rupture. But it's just effectively like a -1 to, like, rupture count or something, right? I don't even know what it does. Does it reduce damage taken by 10%? It's such a nothing effect. So
그러니
funny.
알아서 잘 피해야지.
That and like the slash protection on Warp Mirthal skill 1. Oh, that's like an actually like decently common thing, slash. That makes relative sense. Does anyone fail this? Okay, yeah, Otis, you got this. Wonder if there's more
진짜
checks than the just this
좀
that you
깨고
actually
해야
want to
한다.
fail. I don't know. Maybe. I'll go bottom path. Sure. Why not?
점수 준비 끝.
That'll work. That'll work.
최선을 다해보지. 아이, 방금 벌레 말은 듣지 않다는 사람 누구야?
You don't have any pierce attacks. You should probably Impending Day though, because it resists slash and gluttony, and both your Zane and he are slash gluttonies. So it's not really great. Oh, there we go. Nice. This guy dies. Yeah. Molar Otis skill 3 moment. Even with the tails and the final coin, still more than enough damage.
이겨버리겠어.
내 피가 배고파했어. 잘 됐다. 그치?
Okay. Looks pretty good, yeah. These guys aren't too bad.
한바탕 해볼까?
They definitely can be bad if you've got, like, Lust, Blunt, Weak units. I think that's, like, the one situation where it's rough, but, like, that's just because there's so many Lust and Blunt attacks in the game. The Lust, Blunt, Weak units are just kind of in a bad spot anyways. Looking at you,
좋아, 계속 집중하지.
and Corp Mirthal, and your kind of pathetic tanking abilities due to being weak to the most common damage type possible.
이기는 편, 우리
Should
편.
we kill you now?
출력 안정화.
These
됐다.
guys do not live. Yippee.
어려울 것도 없었어.
완벽한 한방. 시원한 걸. 힘들군. 그러니 알아서 잘 피해야지.
Nice, okay. We get a rest stop then. Little chill time. Oh, just took some damage, that's fine. That's how it is. Okay, Abno, and then, okay, so that is so that no one will cry. That's good. We can probably just, like, Unga Bunga, Blunta, Gunta,
먼저 끝내고
Dagger,
돌아오는
Wagger,
친구는 맛있는 거 사줄게. 물론
Tremor,
비슷하다.
Wemmer. One of its parts to death for this funny. Don't ask me what I was saying there. Honestly, let's just sun shower these guys. Why not? Why not? Yeah, let's use Fierce Assault.
한바탕
Why
해볼까?
not? Why not? Strange time to like be like semi-thrown. He got heads. He's good. Yeah, okay.
이 스며들 듯한 비.
Yeah, protect your molar allies, your molar associates, and then rain fall.
굉장해요.
부숴주마.
훌륭하오. 이외에 특별히 첨언할 이유도 없군. 해치웠네요.
야호.
Oh, 200. Yeah, that makes sense. Sun Shower Moth is a little bit of a scary combo. The enemies, that is.
침착하게.
Yeah, because it did 50. No, it did 500 damage. So like half of that's 256,
힘들군.
and that just gets dealt to one of them randomly, just blowing up one of the 4 survivors. One of the few people that survived their horrifying offensive. Lightning Rod for more charge count. Cool. And now it's so the no one will cry time. We're gonna make this guy cry. We're gonna make him cry. Yeah, let's make him cry. Yeah.
먼저 끝내고 돌아오는 친구는 맛있는 거
Okay.
사줄게.
We can definitely do some staggering on him. Risky judgment. We'll have you do that. Why not? Okay. Discard. So you'll discard this. You can't do much of anything. You gotta use this to discard that one. Inflict Tremor count. Okay. You guys are gonna go for the body, I think. It's some favorites. It's not the best, that's for sure. We're gonna let Ishmael get hit, I think. We'll have you just one-sided this. I think that'll work. We'll build up some sinking on the arm, and then we'll start building up some tremor on the body. I think that's a logical enough pair of moves to make. Okay, we went with gamble, that's good. Get a little bit of tremor count on him. Build up your own tremor count there. That's why I didn't want him to flash, because I really wanted him to actually do that, so we can get a little bit of tremor count. If we can get some tremor count onto the enemy, that would be super good for us. And now we've got, you know, like 7 sinking, 6 count on the arm. So that's also like a possibility as far as actions we can perform. And then you get hit, that's fine.
먼저 끝내고 돌아오는 친구는
Fine, you can always use your...
물론
Oh, this is where the rupture comes into play, guys. In your 2 rupture protection, let me see what that does. Take -1 damage per count from monster effects for 1 turn. It sure is just effectively it's a -1 to the potency. What is the point? So funny. Yeah, you can get a bunch of... You'll burst tremor count a bunch if you do this, but that's probably doable on the body. Yeah, okay. You do this, yeah. You don't have the tremor count, unfortunately, you're not going to have the tremor count. You can do this twice. How much tremor count does the body have? 7. Each of this reduces it by what? Reduced by 1, reduced by 1, reduced by 1. Is it only a -3 to tremor count with the skill 3? Yeah, okay, as long as we do something to actually increase the tremor count at the same time, then we should be fine. What do we have to inflict tremor count though? Headset, this actually does inflict tremor count, so we can try that. We'll try that. Do this, or redirect with you. Sinking count, inflict sinking. You can go for this. Who do we need to protect? Who takes more damage from this? It's pretty weak on both of these guys. We'll redirect that one though. Get some sinking potency on the arm, sure. Do we grinding the molars? What does this do without the tremor? Inflict 4 tremor, and that's it. Okay. Not great then. This inflicts tremor count though. Okay, we're going for this then. Because if we do this, we can actually build up the tremor count a little bit guaranteed. Yeah, this will work well. It's not going to run out of tremor, which is the most important thing. So we're not going to be doing the most with our burst tremors, because it doesn't have like the most potency, but it's still got a fair bit, all things considered, given how much we're going to be bursting its tremor. Yeah, there's the stagger in the body. It's nice. I think the body unstaggers itself next turn, though. Is that right? I don't remember. We do this for a little bit more tremor infliction. Nice. You get hit.
좋아.
Fine.
얼른 끝내고
Okay, no, it doesn't unstagger
친구.
itself. It just doesn't do its defenses. That's good to know. Okay, you're gonna risky judgment the right arm. Just keep on building up stagger. Sure, why not? And we'll use like a fierce assault on the right arm. Let's burst the sinking a little bit. Yeah, probably a good enough choice.
한바탕 해볼까?
As long as, you know, we actually let... If Mill go first, it'll be able to build it up a little more. Which is the important thing. And so then we want to actually get the sinking to do something. So we're going to try, you know, actually using it here by attacking this guy a little bit on his right arm. Grind the molars. Oh yeah, this is a kill. This is a kill with Fierce Assault. Look at how much damage it's doing thanks to the sinking. There we go, nice. Pretty good for the normal cry fight. As you'd expect, he's fairly weak to Tremor, just because, you know, you can actually stagger him compared to, you know, bosses that you just can't stagger. And he's also weak to Blunt, and he's weak to, you know, Wrath, which is something we've got a fair bit of on this team. It works pretty well. Yeah, Otis did the most, and that's to be expected. She got the first slot, after all. Sinclair did the least, that's to be expected. He's not a damage dealer. He's a very Tremor support type unit. And... oh god. What did I hit? I just hit a button I don't know what hit. Okay. That's fine. tried screenshot and I misclicked and opened some weird overlay. That's fine. There we go. Pass level 1002. It has been done. I've reached 4 digits.
정해진 시간에
That's
기상하는 것은
pretty nice.
사직에 명시된 내용입니다. 관리자님을 포함한 대다수의 수감자들은
Trying to make sure. I had to make sure I screenshotted that. For posterity reasons. I'm pretty satisfied with my level now. I'm not too concerned to reach any other milestones. I don't think I'm going to reach any other milestones. I'm gonna get like 12 more levels, and that's gonna be where I finish the season off. It would be funny if like the banner showed our final level for the season. Like the season 2 special banner. It was just like, yes, 1015 or whatever I'm gonna be at by the end. It'll probably be that. I'd still be 1014. Yeah, I think I miscounted in my head a little bit. Yeah, that makes sense.
정해진 시간에 기상하는 것은
That's cool. Nothing special from the daily polls. I did all 3 of them right? Yes. I don't know why I had to check. I think I just thought I might have forgotten, but I didn't forget. I would never forget. Did I forget to do the extractions yesterday? I might have just forgotten, huh? That's definitely not the correct amount of extractions that should be there, because it should be 1, 2, 3. No, this is correct. No, it's not. What am I? Okay, I don't. Yeah, I think I missed something. Oh well. I need to stop looking at that because I'm clearly failing something. Anyways, that will be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.